just gonna have to sit here and listen. Oh, we're live. There we go.
Yay.
Now there's another button.
Where are we live, by the way? Like, is
My Facebook and my YouTube, I don't think that we're friends on Facebook. So
go over to my Facebook.
I'm like, Anorexia will have to either send you the link or, do some sort of weird shenanigans like that. Fiona Kitty, you can just suck an egg.
all right. Yeah, no worries. I'll figure it out. Or if this is recorded as well, I could post it again later. So
Yeah, you can actually go to Anorexia's Facebook page. It'll be on there too.
all right, I'm gonna go there right now.
What are you doing, Cheyenne?
Still trying to figure out this whole arm mirror movement before I start saying like "Oh Canada" wrong or something. Like,
Hold on. All right, I'm gonna. Whoops.
don't leave the stream. That's the main thing. Ugh.
Why can't I? Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm having issues here. It's all good. Here you go.
We fixed it.
Yes, I'm on Facebook. I'm just gonna. If we are live, it's.
Oh, it just popped up saying you're live.
Why can I hear an echo?
Why can you hear an echo?
Yeah, who is it?
I don't know. I don't hear it.
either.
Oh, there
It
you
might
go.
be Hero.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Let's see here. All right, so I'm gonna. I don't hear the echo, so that means I'm the problem.
Yeah, I don't hear an echo anymore.
I don't either.
But now
Hero,
you're muted. I'm like, that's not what we need. It was you. Can't unmute your guest because they muted them. Bitch, you muted yourself. I can't unmute you. What kind of shenanigans is happening over here? For all 4 people watching, which is probably 3 of you and then Megan. So
No, I don't have mine on.
okay, well then that's creepy. If you're watching the stream, say hello. Don't be weird. Unless you're one of those people that send me nudes, please don't say hello. I don't want to contact you. I probably blocked you for a reason.
Well,
Weirdo.
welcome to Me on Mondays. It's
are a
where
lot of
we have
weirdos
our
in
special
here.
guests and we ask them a whole bunch of
I
questions.
can't hear anorexia at all. Is this the same problem we were having the other day?
Just you, honey. Just you. It's just you. I'll just recite what she says. I know. Just start saying it all in French. No. Yeah. So sorry. This is still so weird.
I'm gonna exit and come back because I can't hear a single thing.
She's dumb. Oh, see, she heard that. That bitch heard that. She was like,
I just can't hear that one in the corner.
that one. We have
Well, let me
names,
just
you don't know.
know.
I know. I'm like, she's that one in the corner.
I muted myself.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm trying to.
I'm sure that we can deal with the echo. Fiona, holy F girl, just leave.
Well, now
Sorry,
that we're live, Kira, why don't you tell us about yourself?
I am I'm a non-binary individual. My pronouns are they, them, he or she. They all work for me. So I identify with both pronouns. With
Oh
both
great, now I can't hear
genders.
anyone.
You can hear everyone now. Yes, Fiona. All right.
She's stupid. She's still stupid. It's fine. Just continue.
Why can't I hear anybody?
Okay. Well, she figures that out. You can feel free to continue.
So I am. I grew up in a very conservative. Where do you guys want me to start? Like, because I know you guys have some questions. I don't want to like start blurting out.
Honestly, as you introduce yourself, if we have questions along the way, I'm sure that Anorexia and I can work around that. I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't looked at the questions, although she sent them to me like 2 weeks ago now. We are very, very well organized over here. No, but just keep introducing yourself. Tell us as much as you want. again, we will have questions.
All right.
I can't really say.
Well, in a land far, far away from here, Egypt, 1983 is when I was born.
Yeah,
all right, so I actually grew up in a very conservative Christian Orthodox, Coptic Orthodox family. And so growing up was very difficult for me in so many ways. To where I am now, from where I used to be, I've come such a long way. Definitely. I was outed to my parents by the priest. I told him during confession at the age of 15, and the priest he went and told my parents, and he encouraged my parents to kick me out of the house, and they did. I'm going to talk about something right now. It might be triggering for some people. So whoever's watching this, please be aware that my story is a bit intense. So I'm just warning y'all. So I got kicked out of the house. My mom held a knife to me when she found out. And my dad was making French fries when I got back home. And yeah, they literally disowned me and said, we don't want you in our lives anymore, and so on. So luckily at the time I had a partner. He was older than me, not that much older, but him and his sister lived in a condo together that his parents had bought for him. So he took me in and encouraged me to finish university, finish my studies, and to continue living my life. And I did. And so I did. 4 years later into that relationship, unfortunately, I lost him in a car accident. And I remember talking to my parents at the time and telling them, hey, you know, my mom was like, oh, your best friend died. I'm like, okay, my best friend. And my mom, I remember her saying that maybe it's God giving you another chance. I was like, okay, this is not what I need to hear. I grew up being bullied all my life, like many of us. I didn't have any friends. I was a very shy, introvert kid. And I was always living under the shadow of my older brother. So I didn't have anyone to go to or talk to, actually, at the time. So that growing up that way on my own I call it morbid blessings. Everything that I've been through, I call it a morbid blessing, because if I did not go through it, I wouldn't be where I am today. So that I started discovering the LGBTQ community in Toronto and going out to the West. Sorry, it's getting stuck to my beard like Velcro. Just like it wasn't my.
And Rexy knows about beards.
Yeah. I got rid of mine today.
Yeah, she just had to leave the house though.
Well, at this point, I think a lot of us are not leaving the house. But yeah, so in 2007, I'm HIV positive, by the way. I'm open about my status. I work as an activist and as a Men Who Have Sex with Men outreach coordinator currently with the AIDS Committee of Durham region. But the way it happened to me, I was drugged and raped by, again, trigger warning for anyone watching, by 4 men. I woke up tied up to the bed, and I was found by the hotel maid bleeding from my behind. And from there, I escaped to Montreal. I moved back to Montreal, and I started partying like a rock star. You name the drugs, you name the after parties, the circuit parties. I did it all to the point that I became homeless. And from there, after homelessness, my cousin, who was living in Kenya at the time, was a priest there. There's an echo. You guys hear it? It's not me this time.
Might be me.
Oh, here you go. Oh, Fiona. I'm kidding.
Just blame her. She's the easiest one to blame.
Get your shit together.
Everyone loves to shit on Fiona.
I'm like, she's over here telling a sad story, and Fiona's over there. I'm like, she's gonna give us an echo. I'm gonna give us all an echo. That's what she's doing. She's like, sad story, echo time.
I still hear it, so it's not my fault.
No,
Okay, wait, it could totally be me.
So yeah, I mean, that life of homelessness has definitely taught me a lot as well. I had to use people. I became an escort to try to survive. I was a very high paid escort, by the way, and I take pride in that. There's nothing wrong with sex work. Um, but the homelessness was really getting to me, and I didn't realize why I got to that point in my life when I grew up in a very good Christian home. No drugs, you're not allowed to do this, and I thought I was never gonna do any of that stuff. And here I am, I did everything that I was told never to do. And I don't regret any of it at all. However, so my cousin, who was a priest in Kenya at the time, he found out that I'm homeless, and he paid for my ticket to go stay with him in Kenya for a month. I ended up staying there for 3 years. I did not want to leave. My first 3 months, I stayed in a monastery to get my shit together with no electricity, no internet or anything, with just me and nature. It was the most beautiful experience of my life. And I discovered at that point that rejection could cause so much harm. Nobody teaches us how to handle rejection at all. People are like, get over it, or be a man, or this and that, but nobody tells you the consequences of rejection are that you're going to be self-shaming, self-stigmatizing, you're going to hate yourself. Nobody tells you that. And especially from a background where I come from, where seeing a therapist or talking about anything like that means you're crazy and you're unstable. Well, I was unstable. So, hey, so anyway, that led me to understand and accept my status, my HIV status more, accept my sexuality, and be happy with who I am. And then I started doing, part of the reason why I stayed in Africa for 3.5 years was because I was doing work in HIV AIDS education, LGBTQ tolerance education among faith leaders. And then I met my now ex-husband in Kenya. He's from the US. He was there for a year. We met there, and he was living in DC. Went back with him to DC. We got married. I got ordained as a priest, by the way, after everything that the church did to me. I told you, my life is
I know. I'm following the story, and then you're like, I got ordained as a priest, and I was like, good. We're back to square one. It's on the opposite end now, but that's fine.
Exactly. But the church that I was part of is Old Catholic Church, which is the equivalent of Anglican or in the US Episcopalian. But we were openly accepting, all-inclusive church. Everyone knew I had a husband. So I started doing HIV/AIDS work there. One of my biggest prides of having lived in DC at the time is I was recognized as one of the most influential leaders on changing the face of HIV and AIDS in the US with the work I was doing by the White House, which was an amazing honor. I got to meet the Obamas. It was not Trump at the time. It was me and other faith leaders that were there. And it was just I didn't even know such a thing existed. But that being said, one of my biggest things in life is always leaving a legacy behind. And now I could finally say that I am leaving a legacy behind. My biography and my picture are now officially at the Martin Luther King Library in Washington, D.C. with Martin Luther King among 200 other incredible humans. So it's a great honor. And I take pride of that. I don't care if anyone thinks I'm arrogant about it. Bitch, beat it.
But yeah. Hold up. Somebody that is ordained as a priest just said, bitch, beat it. That is the best priest I've ever had. I'm becoming a priest. That's it.
You want to hear something funny? When I was ordained as a priest, the bishop said, do you have a few words for the congregation and the people here? Without hesitation, I took the microphone and I said, who is your daddy now?
And to that we respond, you are now my daddy. It's completely okay.
Well, it's funny because the people, my friends there, they know me so well, and they started laughing. The bishop will grab that microphone so quickly from my hand. My ex-husband was hiding his face. He turned so many shades of red. And the new people that were attending that were not part of the church, they're like, okay, do we stay here? What kind of church is this, right?
Who's your daddy now?
Yeah.
That throws a few red flags in the congregation, I think.
Well, Well, it's funny because instead of calling me Father K, they called me Daddy K, which was even better. So it was amazing.
So the shoe fits for that one then.
The shoe more than fits with that one. They got both shoes.
Right?
They're like, here you go. Here's both your shoes, Daddy. Like,
But it was just it was such a phenomenal experience to reconcile my faith and my sexuality. Whoops, where'd she go?
oh, I'm just trying to fix my audio for Fiona, but
It's reconciling my faith, my sexuality, my status was such a big transformation for me to go through all this. And when my ex-husband and I got divorced, I had to come back to Canada. I was living in the US illegally. So when
who
we came,
doesn't do that?
sorry.
Who doesn't live in the US illegally? Like, if you could find one person that doesn't do it illegally, please tell me their name and number because I would like to have a chat.
You want them to build a wall, don't you?
No, I'm against the wall.
Okay.
I just think it's funny because when you were like, I was living there illegally, I was like, so is everybody else as of right now with Trump's ruling. If you're white, black, or anything else.
Well, technically you're right though. I mean, all Canadians were here illegally. We stole the land from Indigenous people, so you know.
Yeah, let's rub that one in a little bit more now that we're. And like, I'm white and dressed as a woman, so yeah, we should keep rubbing some dirt in that wound.
Would you like some vinegar on top of that?
Yeah, might as well put some lemon juice and salt as well while we're at it.
But yeah, so that from there, I started learning more about myself. I came out as non-binary 2 years ago because growing up, the biggest influences in my life were always women, even biblically. The women of the Bible were my biggest influence. Queen Esther from the Old Testament, Mary Magdalene, the Marys and the Marthas and all of them. And it was super interesting because I remember the priest asking me, who's your patron saints? I'm like, Queen Esther and Mary Magdalene. They're like, oh no, you need a man. I'm like, all the men of the Bible are cowards. Are you kidding me? They're all cowards. Like, why would I want to? Did he just point at people now?
Cowards. Hey, listen. Okay, wait. Before we continue on with your whole coward situation, I saw that you just pointed at me, bitch. Anorexia. Okay, I have literally messaged anorexia and been like, marry me. Marry me. And then her response is always, don't make me get the spray bottle. Who's the coward now, bitch? Who's the coward now?
I actually brought up the spray bottle today too.
That's
You know
so
what's
funny.
The only thing missing from your set right now, Anna, is that fucking dressing bottle. She just has a bottle of literal salad dressing that has been there since we started this show like a month and a half ago now. Like,
You
that
told me
has
to
been
leave
in
it, so I
her-
did.
Ugh, that's nasty. And you told me it was in there before we started having that conversation, what makes it even worse.
Yeah, that was the day
Fiona's down there.
before.
She's like, oh my God, salad dressing. I know, girl, we don't eat healthy. You have McDonald's every night after your mom leaves. I just don't eat. I have guys for lunch. I put them in the oven, bake them into a pie, and then don't snap at me right now. Do not snap. That is bad. I'm about to just like put a black sheet over her. Just like no, I just want to like bump in and be like, hey, thank you so much for everything that you've done. Like, being HIV positive and being open about it, I understand is not easy. I'm sorry, I'm negative, but like I do have friends that are positive, and their hardest thing was saying it's hard to say that I'm positive.
Yeah.
And it's just so uplifting for you to come on and be like, I'm HIV positive, and it's just me. Like, and that's just something that's important because it is you. You're still you. Nothing's changed about you.
If anything, HIV, like I said, it's my morbid blessing. It made me who I am. And my life story, everything from homelessness to having to deal with abuse and sexual assault and so on. I'm one of the lucky ones that came out of this alive. Many who went through this are no longer here with us today. So I had the chance to either continue being quiet about it and live in that, or speak up, because give them a voice that they are not here today for it anymore. And HIV is not a death sentence anymore. It isn't, right?
I would also just like to point out that it's not from having sex with monkeys. For all of you that are going to make that joke in the comments, it's not from having sex with monkeys. That's not how you get HIV. That is not it, unless that's how you got it. It totally could be. I don't judge. Okay, I might judge that one a little bit. Like, we don't have sex with monkeys, just for all of you that are going to say that.
Yeah, it's not related to monkeys at all. I mean, sometimes a role play and pretend to be a monkey, does that count?
Yes. If you're doing the Lazy Day song by Bruno Mars and dressed as a monkey, that totally counts as you having sex with a monkey.
A monkey with a collar. That's great.
A monkey with a collar. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we've all seen Rise of the Planet of the Apes. That's exactly what's going to happen. I like that Fiona's just laughing and nobody can hear her because she's muted, so it's just silence of just head bobbing.
With her McDonald's.
Yeah, she's like, look at this. Okay, does anyone else see the spray bottle right in front of her camera? And I'm like, I want to know, is that like hairspray? What is that? Who is she?
Sunscreen?
Secret. I think it's deodorant. Oh, hairspray,
Body
deodorant,
spray?
body deodorant, body.
Body
No,
spray.
why are you mute? We're not doing memes.
Are we playing charades now?
You're the one who
Hold on.
muted me. I've been mute this whole time because you muted me and it wouldn't let me unmute myself.
Okay, that's what the discreet chat is for over there. You could have been like, hey girl, I can't unmute myself. Can you help? The answer would have been no, but I would have done it.
Hey, you weren't even answering the comment when I said I couldn't hear you.
Because it says on the screen, I can hear you, see?
Wait, it said I can hear you? Oh my god.
We also totally just lost someone. We're down. We're down.
When we're having
welcome back. We're back.
Sorry.
Oh, look at now you fucked up the order. What are you doing?
When in doubt, just blame it on Kitty. It was all my fault. I ruined everything.
Yeah, honestly, she wrote over here, I can hear you, and then said I didn't respond when she said she couldn't.
I tried to write I can't hear you.
So, Anorexia, are you sharing this on your Facebook right now?
It should be, yes.
Because I'm not seeing it, because people are asking me where is it.
Let
Wait,
me
where are
see.
you sharing?
Okay.
I don't even know if you guys can still see me, so I'm just going to make sure that I at least have like a pretty face.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see you.
I know I can still see you, yeah.
Good evening, ladies. Wow, this is so amazing. Looking great, everyone. Hey. Oh, good. Thank you for all 11 comments that now I've just seen. Thank you, guys. Thank you all. I don't want to share in my group. I just want to share it. Let me be me. Holy F. Oh, I know why you couldn't see it. Oopsies. Oopsies.
Why?
There we go. It's
Okay,
public.
okay.
There's
right.
everybody. Hi, everyone. Welcome back
Start
to
a
our
watch
channel.
party,
It's just because when I hit like start live broadcast, it makes it for friends only. And because I'm not friends with you, but it's now public, so you can see it.
All right, so it should be on my Facebook now. Thanks, Anorexia.
No problem.
Here you go. Perfect.
Oh, Fiona Kitty, real quick. Emily Forsyth in the comments is who you need to comment to.
I can't. Oh, wait. Yeah, it all just popped in now. Whoa.
Yeah, it's because I had it as friends only. So because I wasn't friends with Kiro,
Oh,
I
hey.
couldn't see anything. It's
The one
okay.
that- the
I'm
one
sure
that
we'll be
you
friends
comment
after
will
this.
you Contact me.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Cheyenne volunteered me to marry this person. So, hello.
Hey, I told Mr. Gay Ireland to give her a lap dance. So you're not the only one that's lost something that night. I lost my purity, okay? She used to be my manager, okay? Like one of my supervisors
Yeah.
at work. And now I have to give her a stripper. You have to marry her, and then I also have to be on a screen with anorexia. Like, I think I've lost everything now.
Oh, too funny.
Looking great, everyone. Good evening, ladies.
Thank you.
Hello.
I
Now that
actually
I'm seeing all
want
the
your
comments, I'm
other
like,
one.
hello, everyone. Why is there 16 people watching us? This is not it.
Which is amazing. This is really cool. I've never used this StreamYard before, but I kind of like it because I think you could do some really cool editing with it, right?
Yeah, I can actually add banners. Nobody look at these random banners, okay?
Yeah.
This is an important banner.
Oh, cool. Awesome. So yeah, thank you for having me part of this. This is awesome. It's and to finally get, Cheyenne, I've seen you perform. Fiona, I haven't had the chance to see you perform.
No,
So,
yeah.
not yet, but hopefully when this is over, we will, and we're gonna take over. Like, never mind.
Bitch, Cheyenne, you're coming to Oshawa.
Cheyenne, you're the one that goes like this and then.
Okay, wait. Can we all just comment right now? Everybody in the comments, just read Fiona Kitty right now for having her own hands tied up. A, how horny she is, and B, what she needs right now.
That's funny.
I
Send them to her address. I will even give it to you. What is happening? What is happening? Internet fucking feather duster. You're talking about up. Kiro and I are talking about becoming priests. What's happening?
Oh, wait.
You told us to act like horror.
Here's my writing crop.
There you go.
Wait. Here's mine also.
You know that's for later, girl. Girl, what is happening right now? What is happening?
Okay. So how do you all know Cheyenne? So if you're not in Oshawa, where do you live?
I live in Port Hope, Ontario, so I'm just like hop, skip, and a jump away from you.
Oh, okay, that's not that bad.
And then I'm in Ottawa.
You're in Ottawa. Okay, wow, that's really cool. So we're all like really Eastenders.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Awesome. And how long have you all been doing drag for?
I've been performing for a year and a half now. Yeah.
That's cool. Your makeup is amazing. I just hide mine with my wig.
I'm trying to exit these comments so I can see the
Do you like my
screen.
makeup?
There we go.
Honestly, Fiona, if you just hit the private chat, you'll only be able to see our comments. I'm just making sure that I look at everybody. Speaking of which, Gabrielle wants to know what everybody else's backstories are if they're willing to share.
Yes.
And I mean, I guess we could move to Fiona as our next guest if she's willing to share about being a lesbian.
Sure. I've always been an open book, so any questions anyone has, I am.
Don't say that. Don't say that. They will ask questions.
Are you top
I
or
am
your
prepared
bottom?
for it.
Top or bottom? Woman. Woman is what she is.
So you're a top.
When she decides to act like a lady, she can be a lady. So I grew up I moved around a lot as a kid. I've been in Ottawa, I think, for the majority of my life. Yeah, at this point, the majority has been here in Ottawa. I'm French. Most people don't realize it until I explain the reasoning behind my name. They're like, that makes sense. Because it's spelled like the longest possible way you can think of.
That's a true story. You should see me trying to write it to her. It's like, she has every single possible alphabetical letter that she could.
Yeah, I fit everything I can into it.
So what's your French name?
Well, my real name is Isabelle Rondeau, so it's like as French as you can get. But then Fiona, typically you think it was Fiona, like the ogre in Shrek.
Yeah.
But I spelled it the longest possible way, and then
the French way.
Yeah. And then my name actually originates from a cat I used to own.
Oh, okay. That's really cool.
Yeah, which is why I have the whole kitty vibe.
That's
Not just because she's into some weird cat fetish. It's just
Well, that too, but I mean,
Right.
it's your monkey fetish.
Well, that's really cool.
but
Much
literally
more
when you guys were talking about the whole monkey thing, I was like, I'll stick with cats. I'm fine. That's what I was trying to say while I was muted, if anybody was wondering.
I'm like, half the time Fiona was muted, she would just, all you would see is this.
I forgot I was muted sometimes.
It's just funny to me because she would be trying to have a conversation with us. No one could hear her. She could only hear herself.
That's funny.
And I just dropped coffee everywhere.
That's nothing new. You have a hole in the side of your mouth. We've already gone over this. This is why you're a lesbian. Not only that, you just stick their leg right through the hole in the side of your mouth. And you're like, this is so easy. It's like a spacer, you know? You just
That's funny.
No. Fiona, she does that a lot, okay? On Friday, she was the worst for it. I made sure that I always clicked on her screen whenever she wasn't there. Because she
And I
is one of
somehow
my
managed to get
co-hosts.
there just as you were clicking me on.
She was one of my co-hosts, and every single time one of them would get up or something, I would click on them just to see what they would do. I would be sitting there, I'd be like this. Hello, everyone. We're just waiting for them to come back. I got up and left, but nobody else can click on me. I have all the power here.
I know. Too much power.
Just remember that.
Oh, bye.
That's the face. That is the face I love. That really, bitch.
That's so funny.
Really, bitch.
Really? The amount of times that I'm in the middle of saying something and this bitch ends up taking me out of the live and puts me in the background.
I put her backstage so I can just see her continuously talking just on a gray screen.
And then I stop and I stick up the middle finger because I'm like, really?
Yeah,
So
one thing you
Fiona-
guys don't realize is that I can see all of you down here. So if you're ever like backstage, any faces or anything you do, I can see it.
And they-
Fiona, what's your background story?
Wow, I'm so horrible at talking about myself. I may have smoked a little bit before this.
At least it was before, not during, with the puff of smoke of the.
Okay, that was my birthday and that's it.
Do we need to bring up the conversation about the edibles today?
We weren't live.
No, but this bitch. Okay, first of all, she's like, I got gummies, and I was like, oh, cool. I'm thinking like gummy worms, and then she was like, they were potent, and I was like, these are not the same gummies I thought we were talking about. And then she's like, I didn't feel anything, and I was like, I think the point of them is to be potent, though.
yeah.
I don't think that they're like, I'm gonna make them taste like rainbows and lollipops. No.
Well, no,
They're not
they
for
were, like,
children.
more potent than any that I had tried, but I didn't feel anything. But I was terrified to take another one because I've had such a bad trip before.
That's what happens
Because
when
I
you're a
took more
lesbian.
than I should have.
You just don't feel anything.
I'm immune to weed now. I've come to that point with quarantine and being stuck here.
I think half of Canada is right now, or there are a whole bunch of alcoholics.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's one or the other.
Cheers to that.
One thing I would like to talk about real quick with Fiona on this chat, because it's been an inside joke for too long now about a prolapsed vagina. Because I know that anorexia is like, this is too much.
You didn't even
This
have
is
to say
too
it.
much.
I knew where you were going with that.
So, just thinking about like LGBTQ plus people, one thing that I'm always like wondering is, because I know how I have sex, I know how like intercourse works for gay and straight people, but I'm like, lesbians half the time, all they show on TV is like scissors and like.
Right. And I'm like, scissoring isn't a thing.
But
There's
on
such a
top of
stigma
that,
that everybody thinks we scissor.
but then that's when I came up with the comment of, does your vagina just prolapse and you just like stick it inside someone else? Like it's like it's a dick, or like how does this work? And then she was like,
No, that's
no, I get pleasure, they get pleasure, blah blah blah. And I was like, this is a lot of me to know. Prolapse vagina is where we could have stuck it. Okay, Fiona, we could have stopped at prolapse vagina, and we would have been fine.
It's okay, Fiona. My vagina's prolapsed as well.
you asked.
I didn't ask. I suggested. Okay, I was like, your vagina just prolapsed. Like, there's a difference between asking about it and then it just happening. Okay, it's like that meme I sent you today about that person's asshole that just collapsed from the dildo. Like, I sent this meme out about this Amazon review for a black dildo, and this person commented about how it almost killed their grandmother because she opened the door and then slammed it right back, and it was just a whole thing. And then a prolapsed butthole came up out of it, and it was just a lot. It was a lot. And now that I just told an ordained priest about a prolapsed vagina and butthole, I feel like I've done everything.
Oh,
I'm ready to leave.
You wouldn't be the first.
Just show up. Hey, Daddy.
Oh my God, the requests I got as a priest from some people during confession, they're like, oh yeah, whatever. They're like, oh, I come to church because I just want to bend you over the altar. I'm like, and we're done. Yeah, I'm like, well, you're still welcome to come to my church and fantasize if that's what's going to make you come closer to Christ.
Okay, wait. Hold up. To make you come closer to Christ, I will let you have sex with me. I'm becoming a priest.
Yeah.
That's it. One of these days, I'm just going to have one of these Man Mondays and be like, I became a priest. I had sex with everybody, but it brought them closer to Christ. That was my own goal.
It works.
I had fun along the way? Yeah. Would everybody blame the work of the devil? Sure. But it still brought them closer to Christ.
Exactly.
Work here, done.
My friend Whitney just messaged, made a comment. She's about that hair. I have to thank her for it. This was a gift from her when I first moved to Oshawa. So thank you, Whitney.
I love the heart eyes. Whitney, let's be friends. If you're giving out wigs like that, I could use one. I need a lot of things. Mental help is one of them. So if anybody in the comments over there, I'm guessing, because, okay, down there for all the people on Facebook, if you're welcoming, a drag queen to give you some mental health advice, don't. That's my only advice. Don't.
It's actually part of the reason why I do drag.
Okay, you're different. You're the exception. You're like, I was a priest at one point. I've done a lot of things. Brought people closer to Christ. Let everybody call me daddy. What else have you done? You're like, well, I went from one place to another. Done a lot of drugs. Like, you are who I thrive to be. I want to be a priest that does drugs and has sex with everyone.
So
give me an email to ordain myself. It was just like a stairway down.
Front row seats, honey. Front row seats. Yeah.
I just like that when you were giving your backstory, everybody was so into it. The first thing in my mind was, okay, first of all, he's an ordained priest. Second of all, we've done drugs. Third of all, everybody calls me daddy. It's just a whole list of things that I was like, man, in my small town, if I called my priest daddy, I would have been having sex with him. That's just how that works. You don't just call people daddy and not mean it. You'd be like, my son.
That's not how it works, but okay.
It was a joke, okay? Get over it. You're over here, you're like, that's not how it works. I know I went to a Catholic school for 4 years, hated my life every minute of it.
Catholic school is horrible.
Horrible.
Mass was the worst thing. I am so sorry, but when you have to, I was part of the choir, okay? So we had to show up early, we had to stay late. The priest would always come over and be like, hi guys, thank you so much for participating. You sang most of it anyways. Why are we here? What were we doing? Why are we standing here just looking pretty? And then the teacher would be like, shh, you're being too loud. Just don't say anything to your neighbor. Like, I actually kind of missed it thinking about it now. Like the only thing that was missing was a ruler hit.
So what, Fiona, what made you start doing drag? Like what's...
So I've always loved like designing and fashion and making outfits. And then I'd always design these eccentric outfits that were way too much for me to handle as Isabel. And then I started going to drag shows and I fell in love with like the creativity behind it and like the drama of like the makeup and just the drama in general. I usually don't like drama, but somehow I picked being a drag queen.
That's awesome.
And then finally I went out for the first time in drag because I loved it so much. And then I was a hairdresser and a makeup artist. So it all just kind of came in together and I'm like, why not? I always loved theater and stuff like that, but I was never good enough. And then same thing with dancing, but again, I was never good enough. So it all just kind of...
You weren't good enough or someone told you weren't good enough? Or is that you?
We've established this. I talk with my hands.
Cheyenne's rubbing off on you.
I just love because I just like...
The first time she watched me perform, it was like, boom, 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 boom.
And that's why I always make the joke of, and that's why Fiona Kitty performs like this.
Is it voguing or is it epilepsy?
Oh no, it is like full on like an epileptic seizure. Like she turns so slow, it's hilarious. Like
it's like boom, 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 boom.
And she froze.
Perfect kind of phrase. Yeah, so I just ended up loving drag and then I ended up finally performing and fell in love and there was no going back. I was stuck. I was hooked.
It's
and then
empowering.
Also, to touch back on the subject earlier, trigger warning for some people, just before I had started doing drag, I was raped and assaulted and drag became like an outlet for me to kind of like almost like therapy for myself. And then in the month of, I think it was just before Pride, I had done a number. I made this gigantic set of wings that were mechanical and opened.
Oh, wow.
And it was like my coming out of being assaulted, and it gave me a voice, for me, it was like giving a voice to people who didn't have one. Again, to touch back on to that subject. So drag has just been an incredible moment for me, and it's allowed me to make such close friendships and my chosen family is incredible. I'm so lucky.
That's amazing. That's so amazing.
Yeah, they've been such a great support system and drag and everybody. It's just been so great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's a cute puppy.
He's a puppy.
Yeah, speaking of puppies.
Yeah.
Puppy.
I did. He's 9 weeks old. He's in his kennel right now, sleeping. Aww. Thank God. I have bite marks everywhere. I look like I've been shooting heroin. It's great. it's like I don't know if you can see it, but like
oof.
Oh,
heroin.
wow.
That is 100% heroin. That is not a dog bite. You're like heroin.
I'm so good right now. It's amazing. Yeah, no, I did get a puppy. I've been wanting to get one for a long time. His name is Luca Skywalker. So it was awesome on Monday for May 4th.
Oh, my dog's name was Luca also.
Oh, yay. This is so awesome. Yeah, so on Monday for May 4th, I kept on screaming to him, Luca, I am your father. And he's just looking at me like, what the hell, child? He knows how to say a no now, which is great. And he poops and pees outside, which is great. So out.
I just go right outside.
That's so funny. Yeah.
I'm also in a shed, just so you know. Like I'm not actually in a room.
You're in a
shed. Like crazy.
Like, I'm literally in a murderer's shed right now. Like it's my stepdad's tool shed. So it is like saws and everything behind here. So just
That's so funny.
This is where I live. I live under the table.
I just realized this was still in the camera.
Yeah, you put it back right after we
Yeah, I
mentioned
put it
it.
Are they sponsoring you?
She doesn't get sponsors. She wants McDonald's to sponsor her. So all of you people in the comments, like, harass McDonald's about sponsoring Fiona Kitty or Man Mondays in general. Because
Please, like, I spend so much on McDonald's. I should get some type of like sponsorship. The amount
you
of
do.
times
It's
I've
called
done videos-
it's called diabetes.
I
That's
just
the kind of
buy
sponsor-
it. Oh my god. Dear God.
Dear God, is that what I just heard?
I mean, goddess.
Wait, we got to bring back the priesthood. We got to Fiona, get it together, girl. Mom.
Yes.
I know that Fiona's mom is back there and she's just joking. Mom.
She's in the corner laughing.
Why? Because I said the only thing you'll get from them is diabetes. And that's the sponsorship you get.
That's why I choked and started laughing, but she's laughing at the fact you're yelling at her. Do something.
Mom.
Hi, mommy.
I know, right? Like, Mom, come join us.
Oh,
She's in the corner where Fiona left her in her cage. I still don't see Mom. I just see a giant plant wall. Mom?
Wait, I'm trying.
my OCD's triggered.
I'm trying.
Mom!
She's the one choking and dying now.
Kiro's over here just like, my OCD is killing me. Anorexia is like, that. My room is way worse than that. Fiona's like,
Yes.
what are y'all talking about?
People invite me over because they know I'll clean, and then I don't hear from them again for 3 months.
Oh my God, do you want to come hang out?
No.
Everything, so stuff's everywhere.
I need someone to hang out with me and help me clean my desk.
Yeah, that's not what they call it.
Listen, that's what we'll call it. Megan says, I love the plant wall. No, you don't, Megan. Don't let Fiona trick you into it being some cute little plant wall. No, that thing is wrapped around lamps and ugh.
I love the plant wall. Actually, plant ceilings.
The plants are everywhere. It takes up the entire wall.
We're
We're gonna build something to make
wall.
Thomas die.
Kiro,
I want
do you want to talk about your Middle Eastern nights that you do in Toronto?
Oh yeah. So I've been hosting Middle Eastern Nights for 4 years now. 5 years for Pride, which is amazing. It's a party, LGBTQ party, Middle Eastern music. One of the most inclusive parties in Toronto. Actually, it has an incredible amount balance of trans folks feeling safe. It's held at the Black Eagle, out of all places. And I have it there because the Eagle was my first bar that I went to when I came out, and it's always been a safe house for me, safe home. So it's, yeah, Middle Eastern Nights, I mean, it's on hold right now. I'm going to do it live, but for Pride Toronto, I've been hosting the Middle Eastern stage. It's going to be the 4th year. And so for Pride Live, this year we're going to, I'm doing it, and it's going to be 2.5 hours of belly dancing and Arabic music and so on. So part of the reason why I do this, I started doing drag 2 years ago because of Middle Eastern Nights, and started seeing the toxic masculinity among Middle Eastern men and the misogyny. And it's super interesting because the same guys that were always like, oh my God, I'd never be with a guy who dresses like a lady, blah, blah. Same ones, they see me in heels and they literally message me and they're like, hey, can I fuck you in your heels? I'm like, no, but you want to talk about it? Because they're painful. I usually want to take them off. But, you know, so it's been, Middle Eastern Nights is not only just, I've been hosting the Middle Eastern stage, really educate people on cultures, diversities, and backgrounds. And it doesn't matter if you're Middle Eastern or not, and you come to it, everyone feels welcome. And everyone is able to dance to the music. My DJ's been the same DJ for 4 years now. And I really miss I really miss doing the party right now. I'm actually having like serious withdrawals from not being able to do it. So yeah, that's Middle Eastern Nights. And if you're on Facebook and you want to follow the Facebook page, it's Middle Eastern Nights Toronto. Yeah, it's fun.
So before our next question, I don't want to hear this, but apparently some people do, Anna. Would you please explain your backstory to them? Not that I care about
I'll
it.
do it
but-
again.
Sorry.
I'm like, not that we haven't done this already, but
Right?
thank you. And nobody wants to hear from me. I'm like, I could totally just.
Bye. Oh, thank
Bye,
God, I thought
Felicia.
you'd never leave.
Bye.
So my backstory, pretty much just like Cheyenne and Kiro. I don't know about you, Fiona. I did go to a Catholic school all the way up till
Yeah,
grade
me
7.
too.
So we all did. All the way up to grade 7, I had no friends. The only friends that I did have were somebody who was autistic and somebody who really wasn't fully mentally there to actually do anything. So they were literally my two friends in elementary school. My mom decided to change me schools over to the public system. And then from there, I actually became one of the most popular people in my elementary school. And I didn't like that because I literally just spent majority of my life having no friends, going over to having a lot of friends. So from there, I literally got rid of the whole popular people and it went down to a smaller group. And then in high school, that's when, or in grade 9, I actually came out as bisexual to people. There's only a couple of us that were actually out at the time and caused a whole lot of issues. And from there, I joined the GSA, raised a storm with the school, threatened them with my mother, of all people, because before that, my brother had a lot of issues with the school. So I always threatened them with my mom and got a whole bunch of things changed and whatnot. We got one of the first trans washrooms in Durham region. It was under lock and key, but it was baby step.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then in grade 10, I came out as gay to everyone. Everyone was like, oh, yeah, we already knew that. So that part was easy. We still had a whole bunch of issues. But as soon as I was done high school, I came out to my sister, who I knew had a big mouth, and literally told the whole entire family. My dad was totally fine with it, but my mom was not. And it caused me a lot of depression from there. I ended up going to college for nursing, got permanently kicked out due to something happened, and the teacher didn't want me to report it. I ended up going above her. I ended up reporting it, and then lies got made up against me and got me permanently kicked out. That's where I also fell into drugs and alcohol. And
He's still there.
And from there, I tried to get away, stuff like that. I eventually did, sought help, stuff like that. Dropped a whole lot of friends and started volunteering with Club 717 or Durham Alliance Association Social Club. And from there, it's actually helped me quite a bit and has pretty much changed my life. And just because I just want to help my community and the community-run organization.
It's amazing.
Been around or paperwork's just as old as I am, pretty much. So
80.
I'm not older than dirt, thank you.
Older than sliced bread, like Penny White.
And yeah, and from there, in 2014, actually, I started doing drag for a what's it called? Prostate cancer fundraiser. And now I've taken over that fundraiser at Club 717, and so far to date, we have raised over $20,000. And still going strong. I don't do just burlesque. I also do burlesque, or sorry, I don't do just drag. I do burlesque and burlesque, and I also do drag as a male sometimes too. So
I was gonna say we already know you're a drag queen, but like you could go.
I have to say, when I first moved to Oshawa and I started, I was introduced to 717. Anna was the first drag queen I met, and I'm so grateful to you because it made me.
Carefully. You shouldn't be grateful.
Why?
Have you seen this hateful bitch next to me?
Well, that's
you.
Listen, I had to put mittens on first of all because I'm outside and it's cold. Second of all, no, nobody likes you, okay, Anorexia? We get it. I like working with you, but that's about it. Nobody should be happy that they met you. Nobody wants to be happy they met you.
If someone made me feel like home, it's Anna.
I can show you a home.
Oh my God! When I first introduced you, Anna, she was out of drag.
Yeah.
And you told me your drag name. My reaction was like, no, someone introduced me. He's like, oh, this is Anorexia. And I turned around, I'm like, oh my God, this is so rude. And she's like, no, that's my name. I'm like, oh my God. True story.
It's okay. I think we've all done that. Like when I started emailing Anorexia, it was the funniest thing ever for me because I read the name at the bottom and I was like, who the hell? I get it. That's a joke. And then I finally met her and I was like, this was not a funny joke. Not a funny joke. And then she's over here like laughing and everything. And I'm like, this is still not a funny joke. Her name's Anorexia.
And actually, my name was given to me. I did pick my own name, but I was supposed to have a drag mother to help me, but they kind of fell off the face of the earth just before I was supposed to perform. So the first time I performed that very same night, somebody actually said, "Do you know what would be a perfect name for you?" I'm like, "What?" They're like, "Anorexia." You perfectly, and then I could be bulimia.
Sisters.
They are like two times the age of me, and also like probably about 5 times the size of me too, maybe 6.
Me, I'm about like 800 times the size of you, girl. You couldn't even wrap those little legs around me, girl. She'd be like, pick me up, and I'd be like, hold up, daddy gotta get you.
That's too funny. That's an amazing story, by the way, Anna. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't know.
Yeah. I know Cheyenne was trying to bug me about my whole story. So now,
I think it's so important. More than ever right now, drag is becoming such an empowering movement. I remember the first time I wore those fucking heels. I'm like, okay, I'm unstoppable. Are you kidding? Especially the lashes. You can't. I'm not wearing lashes.
I know. Yeah. I can't find my glue.
What I'm wearing right now.
I'm like, I regret everything. I went all out for you bitches. Anorexia's over here wearing unicorn pants. She's wearing unicorn pants. She's wearing bunny slippers. I am padded and everything. I am ready for you bitches. And all of you guys were like, I'm not going to show up. I'm going to only be in half drag. I don't even need to talk.
I almost did not do drag. Are you kidding?
I am in full drag, like head to toe drag.
Yeah. Well, my drag has always been like, keep the beard. I don't tuck. And my heels come off in the middle of my performances because my ankles go.
Comments, my wig does that.
Sorry?
Oh, her wig is always doing that. It's gone within the first like 5 seconds of her number.
Oh my god.
It's okay. I bring it back with some Miley Cyrus, like Can't Be Changed, Wrecking Ball, something like that, and then I rip my whole set down.
Well, belly dancing in
And then you
heels
rip the
is super
background off.
difficult.
Yeah, I can't belly dance. I have the belly for it, but I can't do it.
Oh, I don't belly dance either. I just shake it with my hands. I'm like, look, I'm belly dancing. No, I'm kidding. I don't.
Oh my god, man. I'm gonna start doing that. I found my new talent, Megan. I found it. One thing I would like to quickly discuss is, because Anna mentioned it about drag parents. Are any of you guys drag mothers?
I'm a drag mother of 2.5 children. I've got a son, a daughter, and a half child who doesn't know what she wants to do yet.
Okay. That I was like, what the hell did you do with the other half of the child?
She's like,
They're actually just born.
Discovering, she doesn't quite know. Yeah, it's like I'm her mother and I'm not at once. It's a weird situation.
Okay.
I'll be right back and let the dog out. So talk shit about behind my back then.
Oh my god, bye.
I'm just gonna hide her so that people don't see that mess underneath her. No, but I'm a drag mother of one. You know my daughter. I think it's just interesting to know that people are always like, well, I have a drag mother, and then they become a drag mother, and I'm like, does that make that person a drag grandmother? How is this family tree happening? And I bet you it all somehow leads back to RuPaul, and I don't get it. Someone's like, this big black man is my daddy. Like, no?
I keep accidentally adopting children.
Okay, you can't just accidentally adopt them. Oh my god, I fucked it up. Oh my god, I fucked it up. Oh my god, I fucked it up.
How could you, Cheyenne?
I don't have any children yet, but I know 2 of my friends are still willing, especially one of my closest friends. He is ready. He is ready. He bought the dresses and everything, and we have a show and a song ready as a duet, so that's going to happen. Her name is going to be Victoria.
I can't promise that I can birth children, but we can always try.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
down for trying.
I'm a swallower, so.
Has anybody seen those jokes that it's like your mom should have swallowed you? And I was like, holy fuck, these are hardcore jokes, but I still love them. Worse than a your mama joke. Like, your mama should have swallowed you, bitch.
Yeah, that I say that often, but I mean it usually.
Me. I wake up and I see anorexia like message me at 12:05, and I was like, your mom should have swallowed.
Yeah.
She should have. 100% should have swallowed.
You should have been
No, I was the-
swallowed, yeah.
I was the, do you want to have another child? Eh.
Oh my
She
god.
probably showed up to her mom and was like, Mom, why didn't you swallow me? You had one job, girl. One job. Swallow.
No, my family thinks I'm the mailman.
I wouldn't be shocking.
I'm the only odd one out of the whole entire family. My sister got the full natal genes. My brother got the whole Dutch genes.
I have glitter in my eye.
And then there's me. I barely have any.
You don't even own a pair of jeans. Oh God, I'm sorry. I have so many terrible jokes. It's just to like liven us up.
Just do it.
Fiona Kitty is just a fucking mess over there with her. I have glitter in my eye.
Yeah, this is coming off. I can't deal. Here you go. Hi.
Oh my God, wait. Wait,
Hey,
your
I'm
illusion is
sticking-
broken.
I am
thought you
sticking,
actually had hair.
I am sticking to my Egyptian roots. That's how they did it. So,
Okay, but in all honesty, I was not expecting you to be bald.
oh girl, I'm as bald as they get.
That's kind of attractive. That make what? What the fuck just happened? Am I attracted to a man? What is happening?
Oh
I think I
my-
need to go to church, girl. I think I need to go to church. I'm attracted to a man. I'm a pig in a wig and I'm attracted to a man. What's happening? What kind of tomfoolery?
Woo. Now I could like. I was getting sick and tired of like going like this.
Yeah, I got sick and tired of that about an hour and 4 minutes ago when I put this wig on. So,
Oh my God. So Cheyenne, what's your story?
Hmm.
oh. So, my story actually keeps growing because when I first started drag, it was something that I used as a coping mechanism because I had something huge going on in my life that I'm still not the most comfortable talking about with
That's fine.
random people that, randomly see this. But someone backstabbed me a long time ago, which ended putting me up in a bad place.
Mm.
So one thing that happened was, I'm just going to fucking come out and say it for all of you people that watch this. Someone actually made up a lie. It got to the point where I actually ended up in jail for 4 months from it.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
So as someone that is gay and someone that is very personable, it was something so hard for me to be going through university with that on my mind. I had court dates. I had so much going on. And for Fiona Kitty, she knows that one of the queens that booked me, that's actually why I was gone for those 4 months and I couldn't make it to that show, was because I was away. But throughout that time, I became a stronger person. I learned not to trust everybody and to pick your friends wisely. My drag really helped me through that because while I was in there, I was like, I could totally be working on my drag. I could totally be making up ideas for when I get out. So that's what I did. And then I got out, had my curfew for 2 months, and then now we're in quarantine. So one thing that I've noticed is that my drag story really starts growing because I've been doing drag for about 1.5 years now. I don't really get along with a lot of queens. One of which is Yaya Torres. She is a queen in Ottawa, and I'm going to call her out. Like, I don't even care anymore. She has bruised my soul to the point where she says I need to work on my makeup, but she never offered any help. She said I shouldn't be doing all these shows because I'm spreading myself thin. It's all of these things that I'm like, they don't offer support, but that's why I'm like, my story is something different where I'm so supportive for everybody. People that have been sexually assaulted, that have been raped, anything. If you stole from a drugstore, I could care less. I will still support you because you are human. You make a fucking mistake. That is a thing. Everybody does it. No matter it was right, if it was wrong. I apologize for all my mistakes. Like, I try to do it right after it happens because I'm like, holy fuck, I made a mistake. So my story is still growing because I'm like, I'm a drag queen. I don't have a home bar. I don't have anything like that. Like a lot of you guys do. Like Fiona, you have Swizzles. Anna, you have 717. I have a backyard and a computer. That is my home. So when people are always like, what's your story? You can make one up for all I care. You're watching my story. My day-to-day life is my story as a drag queen.
That's awesome.
So,
Cheyenne, that's powerful. Thank you so much. And one of the things I pride myself about when I do drag as well is the vulnerability that it allows you to give. And what you're talking about is accountability as well. I think this is one of the most powerful things and the most powerful way of finding self-healing and empowerment in yourself. So this is incredible. And it comes to show, like, with your attitude and your charisma and so on, I would have never guessed. But you talking about going to jail, one of my biggest fears about coming out and talking about my status is back then people would just randomly use it against you and go to the police and be like, oh, by the way, he infected me. No testing done, whatever, they immediately would book you. So what you're going through is my biggest fear. And for you to be able to say it out loud, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm going to school for what I am. I'm going through community and justice services so that I can make places like that better for everybody, not whether you're straight, gay, I don't care. It should be a better place. There shouldn't be people getting the shit beat out of them. There shouldn't be people being scared because they didn't do something and they're there. It's really hard. So I want you to know that, like, if you ever were to end up in jail, don't worry. My bitch ass will find a way to work in that jail, and I will kick everybody's ass. I will do it in a pair of red shoes. Okay, I will do whatever I have to.
Amazing. That's so awesome. I find I'm always been. It's funny because I used to be one of those toxic masculine guys. I'll never forget, and I share that story often because it was Pride in 2004. There's a guy. He's enjoying himself, and he's like, he was effeminate, and which now, I I own it. But I remember him hitting on me in the street, and me, in all my rudeness, I literally turned around and I said, "Oh my God, your purse and your heels fell out of your mouth." And he was super offended, and I met him. I saw him again years later, and I apologized. And he said to me that I ruined his pride, and he's never gone back out for pride ever since. And I was like, oh my God, the impact of one thing like that on someone, and what it could do is, yeah. And now I use it to empower people. And I always tell people, drag, from talking to so many queens and hearing your stories, all three of you, there's an echo. And it's going to drive me absolutely insane. Fiona.
Yep.
It was Fiona again.
To hearing your stories, and it's so incredible because I've learned over the years that many queens do what they did to overcome anxiety, depression, stress, sexual assaults, accepting yourself and being bullied and so on. There's drag. Whoever's watching this and who's never tried it before, try it. It's amazing. And if you know a queen out there that's willing to help you, go for it. I don't do the best makeup, but that's my drag. I chose it this way because it identifies with my non-binary personality. I do have a drag mom, Mango Lassie, who's taught me, and I was like, girl, I can't glue down my eyebrows for shit. So like, every time I do it, it looks like someone like it's awful.
It took me a few tries too, don't worry.
Cheyenne's just starting to do it now.
Is that why she's far away from the camera so we can't see it?
Oh, bitch, I'll get close.
Oh, no. Oh, my God, what is that? I'm kidding.
Me. That's me. Everybody's like, why are you so far from the camera? I'm like, this is my best angle. What do you mean?
No, but I'm really honored to be among you. Like, this is such a treat for me today. I will be honest with you, I was not having the best day. It seemed today like everything from spilling my cereal and the puppy being a little bitch today and just work being intense. And then when Anorexia asked me today, I just automatically said, yes, I'll do it. And I remember within half an hour, I was like, crap, what the hell did I just commit to? I'm so busy already. But I'm like, nope, it's meant to happen. And I'm so glad, so happy and blessed that I got to do that tonight.
Oh,
so,
thank you.
I'm glad that you joined us.
Drag is really a great way to like help switch your mindset and like get out of whatever you're feeling, even if it's just temporary. At least it's a break, and it gives you the chance to really like get out of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I feel like the second I get into Fiona, Isabel's gone. Like all of her worries are gone, and I can just like be in the moment.
Well, one of my biggest fears in the past of doing drag was that it becomes a third persona, almost like a personality disorder. And I've seen some queens get into that in their 20s or their early drag days, because you still haven't figured out who you are, your identity, and so on. And I was so worried that that's what's going to happen with me. But if anything, drag allowed me to accept myself and really be happy with myself and connect with energies in the universe in ways I haven't before, and see a world that is so powerful and empowering. So, yeah.
It's really done that for me too. I love it.
Like for me, for drags, like I've met so many people just from doing drag who I wouldn't have thought that I would actually meet.
Yeah.
Like even Cheyenne.
Oh, great, I can't.
But did we really want to meet her though?
Yes,
Hold
Hero.
the phone.
Wait,
Hold on, wait.
I didn't hear any of that.
Oh no! Where's she gone? Oh no! Oh bitch! Oh
Hell no, bitch.
no! That's the
I'm
same
a
face
cut-out.
Fiona makes. Really? Really, bitch?
Even still, I've actually learned so much just from Kiropatra as well.
Still can't hear
with-
anorexia.
With Kiro working for East Community Durham Region, I've gone to a couple of workshops with them, and I've learned a whole bunch.
No,
So-
I love doing the workshops, and it allowed me to get to know people in Durham as well. And I was always happy to see you attend. Durham has, it's funny because moving here to Oshawa, I always say to people, it's like going back to the early days of the 90s. And of like, you know, before Toronto, where it became where it is now, Oshawa is behind it. But we have such an amazing opportunity to prevent the cattiness and the bitchiness that Toronto has, and the divide now that I'm seeing in Toronto, and lack of community, lack of friendship. Me moving to Oshawa was such an amazing thing because I got to do my workshops, and people here are actually a lot more. Yeah, I like nipple play too, Cheyenne.
I'm trying to fix my bodysuit, okay? I'm trying to do this crazy. And you're over there. Nipple play. Fiona just comes back in when we're playing with our nipples.
She's like, what the hell?
I'm trying to fix my bodysuit because my boobies aren't like even.
That's why I wore something high neck today, so I didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I didn't contour my boobies today. So for all of you drag queens that follow Yaya Torres, come for me about that.
So you did everything, and you did not do that.
Okay, here. Is this better?
Now put a burqa on and move away from the screen. Thank you.
Oh, here, wait. I can just do something way better for you.
Oh, thank God, it worked.
Hi, Felicia.
Oh my God.
Bye.
Hi.
Shut the fuck up, all of you. I'll kick every single one of your asses. Also,
Patrick is
nicely in our comments, someone wrote, nipple play. Girl, you want some nipple play? Hit me up after the show. You can watch me take my bra off. I have about 6 of them on right now, so.
All 6 people at once? Oh my God, please slow down.
And I'm like, oh,
I'm sorry.
girls.
Now I'm gonna walk on the street. So I'm like, I'm sorry. I have 6 live viewers now. We can't talk. Talk to my agent.
Talk to my agent. Sorry, we have 8 likes. Talk to our agent. You want to join us on Man Mondays?
Yeah.
For us. Email us at the official anorexia at gmail.com.
Seriously.
So I should remember that.
I remember everybody's email. Ask Fiona. She was like, don't tip me on Friday. And I was like, bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, you know my e-transfer, and I have auto deposit, so I literally can't stop you if you try to tip me.
She has a camera in your place, honey.
No, it's just because every single time that she's done one of my shows, she writes, help this kitty get her catnip, and then writes her FionaKitty at gmail.com. And then I was like, okay, girl, I'll remember this. And
That is
her birthday show. And I did this number birthday for her by Katy Perry. And I wrote, this one goes out to a girl I love. And I wrote an account so that people would tip her for it. And they tipped her after the show.
I loved what you did for my birthday show.
Girl, do you know my email, aka e-transfer? If I know your email or your e-transfer, you're not getting my money. So, we're clear there, Patrick. You ain't get no money. You'll get my pictures though. You'll get my pictures, my sexy pictures of mine and Kiro's nipple play. I'll whip you both.
Too funny.
I might like it though.
I'm not saying nothing.
Tie me up to a bed, bitch. She's reading 50 Shades of Grey right now. And she's like sitting there. She's like actually on the camera behind her is just 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
And
I
she's
think still my favorite thing, which still gets most people, and for some reason I won't be able to. I never realized how everyone always thinks
Fiona just totally missed
that
that.
all the leather I own.
that's a lot of leather. Okay, hold up.
Jen, you fix her lighting.
Cheyenne almost went worse than 5.
This has to be my favorite thing.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh my
You guys ever broken a light before? Because I just did.
Oh my god, that lighting is horrible.
Is this better?
Oh, much better. Here you go.
Your lighting is so homophobic.
She glows. Your aura is showing.
This is what happens when you live in Port Hope and you drink the water.
This is like season 1 of RuPaul's Drag Race feels.
Oh, wait. No, this is season 1.
Oh, this is
With
worse than
sepia
one that I
and fogginess.
Season 1 of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Don't forget the small turn or the slow turn.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
That's so funny. So, anyone watching right now, anyone have any questions or comments? Or what's happening? Yes, Diane, serve it, honey. I hope it's not a window behind there.
Oh my god, the amount of strange looks I get from my neighbors when I'm on my way to a show because
Oh.
all of this is too much for them to handle.
Well, it's very funny because
Building full of stuff.
at least like you're a woman and you have the breasts and everything, and then me on the other hand with the beard.
This is all padding. There's nothing here that is real.
She's not lying. She's just nipples.
Oh yeah, it's like, she didn't see me do burlesque. She's seen that it's literally just nipple. I have boy tests.
She's like if somebody just took a pasty, licked it, and stuck it on a Barbie doll.
That's no, but literally before getting ready for this, I got ready and I made sure to take the puppy out to pee and poop. He decides as soon as I'm done, 5 minutes before I have to log on, he starts whining. I'm like, really, bitch? So I take him out and I put my t-shirt back on, my hoodie, took him in the backyard. I'm like, oh my God. Because my neighbors are like hardcore, blue collar, straight.
Yeah.
Oh, they still won't care.
Huh?
One of my old neighbors, every single time she saw me, I always had some type of different look. So it took her forever to realize that I was the same person over and over again.
That's funny.
And
Also,
she adored me. I also
nobody telling me, but I think I broke something.
Is that your
first the lamp, now this?
No, so I dropped my lamp and it took this down with it.
Is that a door handle?
I don't know what it is, Fiona. I'm just saying for my stepdad that's not going to see this, I broke your shed. I broke the shed. My sister's outside. I broke it.
Bless you. Bless you.
It came from Tim's shopping. I don't know if it was yeah, like that light party took everything down with it. You can even ask them. They laughed at me because everything came down.
Are you talking to yourself again?
Yeah, I'm talking to my other self. I don't.
Does anyone actually have, or because we're actually talking about performing and also wanting to help other people, does anyone have any new advice for new performers?
Take all the advice that's way. You don't have to use any of it, but like try things out to see if maybe it'll work for you. Like when I started, everybody always told me like don't do the harsh black line underneath your eye, like because I do this kind of like winged pointed thing, and everybody's like, oh, it doesn't look good. But then I didn't do it, hated it, and then I started doing it again. So take the advice that comes your way, because you never know if you'll end up loving it or hating it, if that makes sense. Yeah. And don't be afraid.
Kira, do you have any advice?
If the first time you do drag or you're interested in doing it, have fun. Have fun, own it. Don't
Don't listen to the shady priest.
I mean, hold on. The one thing I have advice is when you buy your heels, don't use them for the first time while you're performing. Work them in first. Ouch.
Yeah.
I did not feel my toes for 3 days after, and
I've got to wear my tights and stretch them before I can perform in them.
oh my god. Speaking of anyone, if you're interested in buying heels or something new that's not expensive, go to justfab.com. They're actually really cool. Let me show you where I bought for $10 US. I'll be right back.
You know the one Canadian, right? What the fuck was that gown? There was no zipper, no backing. What the hell was that? Yeah, Megan, we do belly dancing.
I gotta go close the door.
Prepare heels.
Why is it getting a little cold for your dick there, anorexia?
Also, drag.
No, the dog came back in.
Let's see these shoes, girl.
Megan, yes, I do belly dancing myself.
I do it too. Look it, he just taught me.
Look at these babies.
Those are fucking beautiful.
Aren't they? $10.
And they came in your size. Are you size tiny?
It is not. It is not a reflection of anything. It is not.
These are
it is.
Those are gorgeous.
Yeah, I love
But
the little
yes,
though.
work the heels in.
Yeah.
You have to, because oh my god, you at first you're like, oh my god, I'm owning this. Half an hour later, you're like, oh my god, someone cut my feet off, please.
These are my new ones.
I was like, here comes anorexia with her rubber pond boots.
Those are amazing. Anorexia.
My dominatrix boot.
Kiro, I
love
love those
that
fucking
thing.
shoes.
I love these. They're actually like, this is metal. Like it's.
Oh
they're
really?
heavy.
Like, I would make a giant Cinderella themed gown and wear that.
I'm planning to do the Lita with it. She's in a jet. Y'all are like, okay, good for you. Who the fuck is she? She's back in the day Egyptian Italian singer, very known, very popular back in the 70s and 80s, and she's gorgeous and she's very known. Her music is beautiful, and yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do with that number.
I was like, the only thing I know close to that name is Evita. She was the first woman.
You want to hear something funny about Evita? I went to go watch the musical, and the original person playing Evita was sick. So they had the replacement go up, and she literally went up on stage and sang, "Don't cry for me, Argentina, for I have never loved you." And I remember the guy I was on a date with, I turned around, I'm like, did she just sing? He's like, yeah, she did. I'm like, okay.
I love you all through my wild days, my mad existence.
So funny.
I love that musical. Also, Megan, they got them from Just Fab, was it? Is where you got your shoes?
Huh?
Who has the echo?
Here you go.
Maybe I'll turn off my mic.
Okay. We're good. You got your shoes from Just Fab, right?
JustFab.com, yeah.
There you go, Megan. Get shopping for me, girl. Megan's my, what do I call her? My lesbian, as most gay drag queens have. They have a lesbian. She's actually straight, but she's my lesbian.
Oh,
Fiona Kitty is my mic person, obviously, because she just fucks everything up on every recording.
the,
Put your tongue back in your mouth. I'm not a real woman and you know it.
I thought I was your lesbian.
I thought you were American.
same thing, different.
I got it. I did it. That's her being done. She's like, I quit. Never again. She has a TikTok, by the way. Make sure you go watch it. I thought about maybe dubbing strange things over it. If you have TikTok, make sure you follow the people that have TikTok, like myself. Don't follow Fiona Kitty. I'm sure I'll make one for anorexia just for shits and giggles and just post random shit of her on our friggin' Man Mondays. She calls me late at night and we both have the same alien filter on. I'll post those.
Oh my god, that one.
My wig decided to come undone in the back.
Christopher wants to know how do we all choose our songs to perform?
I guess I'll do mine first. I just don't do the same song more than once, I guess. You just go through and hope for the best.
Somehow, when we're doing shows together, you always do the same songs.
Same.
The only reason why I do the same songs is because I know Fiona Kitty won't do them. She also does the same song. She's like, she asked me last time, she's like, did I do this one this week or last week? Every week, Fiona. Every week you've done it, girl. Every fucking week. Nobody cares if you have TikTok. We're just gonna send titty pics after. No, but in all honesty, I try to not do the same song more than once. But if I'm gonna do the same song, I make sure that they're songs that I can like turn it out to. You know, like Wrecking Ball. When I ripped literally my entire set down, and I'm not even joking, like I ripped it all down from the wall, lights and everything went flying. The things we do. Fiona, what do you do? Oh wait, no, we already talked about it. You just do the same song 20 times. How about you, Kiro?
I love it that I do Arabic music and people can't tell what's the difference if I did it again or not.
It's always Fiona. Just blame the lesbian.
I actually like it's trying to lip sync to Arabic music is difficult, but it's so much fun to do the belly dancing and so on. So I try to do something that I not only do Arabic music. I've done Celine Dion, one of my favorites, as well. Yeah, it just depends on my mood and what I feel like doing. And sometimes people will have requests and I'll try and practice that. So yeah.
Anorexia, I've still never seen perform, so we just won't ask her. Apparently, Kiro, we're the only two people that are real performers here. Weird. Fiona Kitty's just a lesbian that lip syncs songs. Anorexia is just
A pretty face.
careful. That's pushing it. As
No,
a
that's
good
a
woman
pretty
once
face right
told me,
here.
wait, as a good woman once told me, Tori Aspobo, you look like a clown, darling. She never used the word darling. I'm sure she probably called me a bitch and said you look like a clown. Just because she came in late to the party. Normally she's hackling us like this entire time. So, hello! Because normally you see her comments like, you're such a bitch. Oh my God, talk about this, talk about this, talk about this. And I'm just like, I will read your comments after and still not care about them. No, but What do you do, anorexia? Like, not in a shady way. What? I quit.
For me, I like to find different music that normally a lot of people don't actually hear. So sometimes I'll have from like different countries. I'll have different countries music performing, or some kind of like electronic. But half the time I just put on my Spotify shuffle, and whatever I like comes up, I play. But for me, I do love performing Pink. So Pink is one of my fallbacks.
On that one.
And then Man, I Feel Like a Woman sometimes too.
Isn't that song a little old? I think every drag performer has done Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
Man, I feel like
But I do it differently. When I do Man, I Feel Like a Woman, I'll either go from female to male or male to female, all in the same number.
Do you know what Fiona Kitty does? She just dresses up like a man in drag. She does a woman as a man in drag. That's just her normal aesthetic, though. She just shows up. She's like, I put a dildo in today, but don't you worry, I still taped it back for you.
When I'm in drag and people think I'm a man, I actually take that as a compliment. Because people will stop like categorizing me differently than like normal drag queens. Because I'm a woman, like I always get like undermined.
Are you a normal drag queen? I'm just kidding. We're not starting that. You are always a normal drag queen to me. Mine is the whole vagina thing because you won't let me show you my vagina wrinkles. And that makes me feel very upset.
And you know what? I'm bigger than any of you over my nightstand table, so that's all I'm missing. I have it.
You're not missing much. Honestly, it's just a whole bunch of fat when it's not corseted. That's the only thing you're missing in me. It's just like 800 pounds of fat. Like if you think about like a pig in a corset, that's literally me. I wish I could breathe, but I can't, so I won't.
Me gets the corset that trained my waist so that it's not.
Well, some of us aren't faux queens, whatever that means.
I know. Why can't we all just be seen as queens and not have to like change? I'm doing drag.
Okay, wait. The reason for you not being seen as a real drag queen is because people like anorexia would show up and be like, I'm a real drag queen, bitch!
1 second. I'm gonna play the part. I'm a real drag queen, bitch!
Okay, you don't want to rub that in. Fiona Kitty lost Ottawa's Drag Race last year.
I'm coming for the title this year.
She says that, but don't worry. I'm sure they'll keep Tori again, so... Oh God, I'm just so mean. I'm so sorry. Actually, I'm not. I'm really not that sorry. We are all queens. Patrick, you are not a queen, woman. Get it together. I'll slap you fucking silly.
Well, for me, I don't
She's probably
say
at home.
queen.
She's like dick out and everything. And she's like, I'm a real drag queen. I'm going to sip on my straight man beer.
I love
I don't think
Kitty's
kings
not
or
winning
queens.
this year. I'm like, we'll see about that one.
I don't think kings are queens.
Liana? I mean, last year it was Liana.
Yeah, Liana says, LOL, Kitty is not winning this year. I cannot agree more. I'm winning Drag Race. Whoa, Liana, we don't want to go that far that you're winning. We don't want to go that far. We all know who the real winner is. It's Yaya Torres. It's Yaya Torres Drag Race, and she wins.
No, but I don't say king or queens. I just say drag in general. Maybe because it's now an umbrella. There's bio, there's new, there's king, queens, there's non-binary drag performers. So it's now evolved even more so. So I just say drag because everyone has their own spin on it.
Okay, the problem with drag is that when someone on Grindr messages me, oh, what do you do when you say drag? Do you know what their first thing is? Oh my God, you do drag racing like in a car? Yes. I put Pedal to the metal, pal. Get in there with my 6-inch stilettos, and I really kick it.
Yeah, no, it's true though. Drag could be, there's such a huge variety. And the important thing that people need to know is that variety has been there for a very, very, very long time.
Mhm.
It has been there for a very long time. It's just that us gays were the LGBTQ plus IA community was very slow at finally accepting it because of things like RuPaul's Drag Race. The Echo Fiona, I am going to take your phone.
Okay, wait. What's funny is that StreamYard actually says on like a little hint key that if there's an echo, you can use headphones. You get that, Fiona? Get some kitty fucking headphones, throw them on, and be like, I'm gonna
I'm
be a
gonna
weirdo today.
try something. Give me a minute. I will be back.
She says that, but she never comes back.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
Comes
So it's like anyone watching drag it could be so many various things. It's unlimited creativity, and that's the beautiful part about it. One of the things that I struggled with when I first started doing drag is some of the queens were like, you're not really doing drag, you're not gluing down your eyebrows, you're not tucking, you're not doing your nails. I'm like, no, this is my drag, and my drag has a message behind it. And it's working, so bye.
normally done.
I tried, and oh my god, they're painful. They're painful. Like,
Why are your nails painful, girl?
because they're tight, and no, and taking the glue off after. I'm like, mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. I normally just get acrylics put on because you know what's funny? They have sizes for everything.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
usually use the one for toes for my hands. No, I'm just kidding.
And big toe? Oh, so big toe? Oh, the middle toe.
No, I mean, but this is the thing though, is you don't have to wear nails. You don't have to do all this. Start small. If you're looking to start, do it yourself and just enjoy.
Or
And
go to anorexia. She knows about starting small because she is small. In many ways than one.
Here's you.
Still bigger than you, girl. Still bigger than you.
that's why you're able to touch me.
Listen, if you guys saw all the tape and everything, you would be saying something different. Welcome back, Fiona Kitty. She decided to join us again. What a bitch. She was like, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna grab some headphones. I'm gonna be a cool queen today.
So I need to.
I'm trying to work the earphones. It's so staticky for me though.
Oh, thank God for you. Not for us.
So loud.
Are you guys able to hear me?
Oh, perfect. You don't sound like someone at a Tim Hortons speaker whatsoever.
I need.
Okay, I just tried
to-
something. Is this working?
You do you, girl.
Yeah. So I want to thank you. Wish you all a good night. You guys are amazing. And let's please add me on Facebook. If you want to, anyone watching, you could follow Curopatra on Facebook. I have a Facebook friend page, whatever, but I haven't accessed it in so long, so I don't know what's going on there. But you could also follow Middle Eastern Nights, Curopatra on Instagram. Egyptian Night 83 is my other Instagram, but night is with a K. So Egyptian Night 83 is the best way to follow me on Instagram. And have a good night, everyone. Love and light to everyone.
Thank you for joining us and telling us your life story.
Sorry.
Thank you for joining us and telling your life story as well.
Thank you for having me and inviting me. This is awesome, and I'm looking forward to watching this and maybe doing this again or something like that. But also, I will be doing live performances soon, so Middle Eastern style. So,
Well, you're welcome to join one of my performances.
all right, bye. No, just kidding.
Bye, bitch. Remember that.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
She's gonna end up just like Yaya Torres, not allowed on any of my shows. Fiona Kitty is still muted. I love it. Thank you, girl. She's like,
Oh, there we go. I didn't realize it's still muted. I'm trying to get this thing to work.
you sound fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a little
I sound
yellow.
fine, but you guys were like all staticky. I didn't hear anything. I had to switch phones because my stupid phone that I was using doesn't have an earphone jack.
Oh, sure. Blame your fucking phone.
Let me guess, an iPhone.
Shut
Yes.
up.
And
Wait.
I
What
broke my
iPhone?
other earbuds.
What iPhone?
I have the 10 or the XR or whatever it is.
Oh, wow. Yours is better than mine. I don't think Yaya will be on one of the shows.
The
She's
one
not-
I'm using right now though is like, what is it? It's the 6S. So
Oh, yeah. I
it's
just have the
laggy.
X. I just have my X. No,
I don't think I want to do.
yeah, it's because I already made a joke about Yaya not being allowed on any of my shows.
Well, I was trying to figure out my whole audio thing. I guess I missed a lot.
I think you did too. Do you know what I missed?
Yeah.
The part where I said that people could steal my ideas. Wow, I am just on fire tonight. Just because I know that someone's bound to go back to the Yaya, so she comes back to watch this video, I'm just excited for her to unblock me. I'm just kidding. She probably won't do that. She's fucking with me.
Wait, she blocked you?
Oh, girl, she blocked me like a long time ago after I apologized for her white supremacy fucking picture with the black man in it. But Anorexia, where do you usually perform, or any of you perform? Sorry, Steve, that is secret. You don't want to know where Anorexia performs because nobody shows up to that shit. Wait, it's one of these.
Let me spin around.
Wait, let her spin around in her fucking pajama pants. Fiona Kitty, you can find her at not 717 Swizzles. You can find her at Swizzles in Ottawa or the Lookout Bar after this is over for Yaya's Drag Race.
Yeah.
Or you can find Anorexia at 717, and you can find me in your basement. I'm sure you'll put me there because the name Steve just really grinds my gears. I perform in basements.
Okay, there, Peter.
New to Oshawa area. Oh, yeah, definitely hit up Anorexia. She's really into new people. She's not a real woman, just so you know, Steve. We don't want your dick. Please don't. No, but in all seriousness, you can find all of our performers at, well, Fiona Kitty, she's from Ottawa, so you can find her at Swizzles, or look out for Ottawa's Drag Race, and at Swizzles for Tanya's Bullshit Tuesday.
For Thursday nights or drag.
Sure, that's what we can call them. You can find Anorexia at 717 in Oshawa, or you can find her on the curb. I'm sure you'll find her on some corner as well. And myself, you can find me literally anywhere. I perform everywhere. Port Hope, I perform. I actually have a few gigs that I have to plan when this pandemic's over for the Ganaraska Hotel, Turtle John's, and Tobin's Cat Cafe. That one's so funny for me to say. I'm doing it at a cat cafe. It's better than the family restaurant before.
I love cat cafes.
No, you don't understand. When everybody's like, you're a drag queen, where do you perform? And I'm like, everywhere. Literally, a cat cafe is where you can find me. I would probably be adopting a cat, also named Fiona Kitty.
I've been adopted. I'm just a stray cat. Yeah, I'm feral. Don't even try.
Bro, don't even message her. She'll send you some bitch back up. Like, she'll go all black on your ass. I'm just kidding. That was racist. Don't make racist jokes. Yaya Torres will post about it. Fiona's like, I hate this bitch now. Listen, I have nothing to hide.
I'm just still trying to stay on Yaya's good side so that I don't go home first week.
Girl, you're already going home first week because of how bad you are. I'm just kidding.
I went home third week, thank you, last year, and I'm better this year. So
yeah, but did you see some of the people that are doing it this year?
Yeah, but again, did you see some of the people doing it this year?
You're right, Tori.
Somehow she got like I'm happy for Tori, but I'm so bitter about going home early that week or not being picked for redemption.
Like a purple top and look. Pardon? You want us to purple top and look? What?
You're the only one with the purple top.
I'm like, Steve.
Yeah.
We need to talk, man. English is obviously not your strong suit. I support you. If it is French, you can also hit me up. But if it is anything but that, I know a little bit of Arabic, but that's from music. Latin, I know a little bit of that, but please don't message me in anything else. Like, I don't want no buenos dias, por favor. Like, no, I don't get it. No, I scored better than you week 1 by 1 point without audience votes. Liana, nobody cares about you, girl. Are you part of this gig? No. Ugh. Bitches be trying to get all up in our 12 viewers right now. Who the fuck?
Yeah, there was a lot going on last year. We'll put it that way. I was way too in my head. This year I'm going in like I don't even care, but I do.
I don't even feel bad about it because honestly, any sort of competition is hard.
Oh, it is. I almost quit drag because I'm like,
week 3.
What the hell? And the only reason I went home week 3 was the judges didn't watch TV and the theme was as seen on TV. So they didn't get my reference.
Hold up. Their thing was as seen on TV.
But the judge that was supposed to be doing it had to back out and they brought in a different judge and that judge doesn't watch TV. So I did Regina Mills from Once Upon a Time. Like I did the evil queen and they didn't get it. They thought I was trying to do Disney, but I'm like, no, Once Upon a Time is like a whole other version of Disney.
Yeah,
so different.
It's on
TV. In all honesty, when I think of as seen on TV, I would show up as like a shake weight, the slap chop, things like that. Like I would show up as infomercials. I would show
like
up
I had Regina down to a T.
You did. I saw that picture, but could you think about it? I could come in as a slap chop and be like, "You're gonna love my nuts," and just. Oh God, like the things I think about now after being friends with Fiona Kinney is stupid. Like she has made me 100% dumber because she always talks about like these really smart things and then my mind goes to somewhere stupid. She's like, I've seen on TV, like TV shows, and I'm like infomercials, slap chop, wait, like things like that. Sham wow.
Just let everybody shake you.
No, I would literally show up in like a giant metal bodysuit and just have a round hat and a round skirt.
I know, I'm saying just let everybody shake you.
Listen, I'm not a whore. I don't let everybody touch me, only the cute ones.
That's why I'll never touch you.
I think you need your own spray bottle now, Cheyenne.
No, we just give her more catnip. We just give her more catnip. Your top is purple, and I like the way you look, and your personality is awesome. Thank you, Steve. My top is actually not purple. It's just the yellow lighting, and if you're hitting on me, I'm sorry, I'm too young for you. This is not your time. You are going home from Curtis's Drag Race. I love that I just use my own real name. I'm just stupid. I can't read.
Yeah. Well,
my
like,
name is
you had never told me your real name. So when you sent me your phone number and then you're like, this is Curtis, I'm like, okay. For a while it took me to like, I had to click on. I was not very smart and I can't seem to speak all of a sudden.
A lot of people don't get it. Like, I think Anorexia and I, whenever I email someone as a drag queen or something, I always put my first and last actual name and then in brackets put my drag name. Because I use my drag email, but I'm still a business owner, but it's under my male name.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't care if people know me as Curtis or Cheyenne Cox. You can call me whatever as long as it's not Daddy.
You tend to be the only one that calls me Isabel. Nobody else calls me Isabel. It's either Kitty or Fee or Fiona.
I think I call you Isabel only because it's just something in my head. It's like Anorexia, how I call her Mark. because I'm like,
Yeah.
I make these relationships with you guys. Like, it's not like Tanya where I know Tanya more than I know Vincent.
Yeah.
Like, I know you guys equally in your personalities and out of your personalities.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard because a lot of people like Liana and Tori, I only know them as Liana and Tori. I
Yeah.
think who they really are because I just know their drag names. So
Speaking of Liana, she's like, "Who's Isabel?" I'm like, "I don't know." I'll be at work and somebody will be like, "Isabel" or "Izzy," and I'm like, and I don't answer. Finally, they'll be like, "Fee," and I'm like, "Yes." I forget that I have a real name sometimes. It's ridiculous.
and it's hard because in my household, it's a little different because whenever I'm walking around the house like fully dressed and everything, my mom's like, Cheyenne? And I'm like, call me whatever, I'll still answer. I mean, even Tori is
As
new.
long as you call me.
See, like, I don't know if Leona's lying, but like a lot of us queens, we know each other by our drag queen names. Like, you were probably expecting me to text you and be like, "Hey, it's Cheyenne." No, I'm gonna say, "Hey, it's Curtis."
Yeah, I was like,
Art, aka Anorexia. Yeah, see, like even when I write set lists, if it's your actual name in the chat, I use your actual name because then everyone's like, they know who they are.
yeah.
And then when someone's like, "Can I not be this person?" I'm like, first of all, that's a burp for you. And second of all, it's just you that's going to see it. Nobody else sees the set list. I barely look at it. You can tell. Fiona's like, yeah, I should have been like second about 8 times. Was like fifth half the time. So,
Or I'm supposed to be fifth and then you have me second.
oh, I do that to you all the time. Like, it's only her though.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them I keep in order, but it's always you, Fiona.
You keep everybody in order except for me. And I'm like,
I mean,
fuck.
the thing with anorexia though is like, if she was ever to do one of my shows, I do the exact same thing to her because I don't know that she can turn out a party like I know you can. Like, if I know that our views are getting down, I can be like, okay, Fiona's who we need to bring back because everyone loved her performance. Can't say that everyone loves all of our performers that we've had, but they seem to love you for some reason, and I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I really don't. It's like Tanya. Tanya was like, I don't get why people love me so much. She has one fan favorite every single fucking week.
I adore Tanya. Tanya has this charm to her that makes everybody just love her. And she doesn't realize that everybody does.
And anorexia over there has no personality. She's so paced. Like, she is just white. You should meet her as Mark. He is the worst. You can text him and he'll be like, I had nothing to say after he R-bombs you. I'll be like, hey, what's up? And I'll be like, oh, sorry, I have nothing to say. Just doesn't respond. So what's up? What's up is the most open-ended question. You could say the sky, and I would be fine with that. But he's like, sorry, I didn't have anything to say.
Hey, I always say I have nothing to say after I'm not responding to Cheyenne. Every single day when Cheyenne always says, marry me, send nudes, marry me.
I think the best one with the nudes one is I always put nudes like N-U-D-E-Z. Because I don't actually want your nudes. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants a Tic Tac on their screen. Nobody. Trust me, if we wanted that, we would just go to Grindr in Port Hope.
Yeah, you're the only one on there.
Actually, I wish. At least I knew I had something packing. Man, you should see some of the guys over here. They're like, whoa. You go over, they're like, oh, that was just my dildo. And you're like, what? Pardon? How is it? What? Hard. Like,
I am so happy I don't have that struggle.
I mean, your
You
struggle
can
is
pick yours
yours.
from
Does it
Michelle.
smell like fish?
No, she keeps it clean.
Oh,
The fish thing is just a myth.
so is pineapple, sweetheart.
No, it is true.
Look at, she's one of those, I believe in pineapple. I rub it on my vagina every day. I eat it every day. And it makes me taste delicious.
Pineapples and strawberries. All my partners have always been very pleased with that.
I think they've just been pleased with the sexual activity, honey. They're never like, oh my god, I want you to have pineapple on your pussy. Like, Grindr is good. I'm on there.
I don't
I'm
want it
all
on
looking men
there.
on there. Okay, Steve, the thing about Grindr, honey, is no. Nobody on there is real. My profile is real because you see me standing like this in a wig and everything.
Just
And then when they ask you, what do you do? And you say drag, and they're like, oh, so you drag race. And you're like, yeah, I dress up as a woman. They're like, oh, I meant cars.
Well,
Hold up.
nobody says people from Port Hope are smart.
Listen, we have so much like stuff going on here. They're like, we just dare, like, we bury our bodies downtown. We don't care. You died, we'll throw you in the water. You just
Your
float
brand's so
down.
radioactive.
Literally, wait, you want to see radioactive? I feel great. Feel right at home.
That's-
Thank you for letting me show you my true identity.
that lighting is gonna put me into a radioactive. I can't deal with that lighting. That lighting though.
Do you want the honest truth? This is how everybody looks after they go swimming in the Port Hope Beach.
Yo.
I'm not even joking. It's one of those jokes of your kid goes home glowing and not in a good way. We are so radioactive here. They have poles at the end of my street testing the radioactivity. They have trucks that come by with like the big biohazard signs on them. And you're like, I live in a safe town.
So safe. Yeah, you need to get to Ottawa already.
Oh, bitch, I know.
I'm trying to convince everybody to move here, but yet I'm planning on moving to Toronto
Bitch.
in a few years. In a few years.
Let me guess,
Not
2
yet.
years.
Probably, it was supposed to be actually just after Pride this year, but that's not going to happen.
Okay, wait,
So
does
it'll
mom
probably
know
be
about
like-
this?
Yes, mom knows about this.
They're going to be actually tea tomorrow. Liana, I guess you're going to have to watch tomorrow and see the tea. Okay? So calm your shit and pay attention to Man Mondays, where we deal with women dressed as men. I mean, men dressed as women. What just happened? What just
And then you
happened?
have
Woman
me.
dresses man dresses woman.
Wait. Should we all just quickly snap our fingers and dress as men? Oh wait, Fiona Kitty, you're already there. Oh god, this has been so much fun. Like, it's just been full of shits and giggles. But I hate to cut it short, but my vagina actually hurts right now, like my fake one.
Well, it is 8 miles wide.
It is what?
8 miles wide.
It's not my fault I have a heavy flow and a wide set vagina.
Stop making fun of my wide set vagina.
I knew it. Wait, we have to end the show.
Okay,
today.
Okay, I have one story that is gonna stick with me. So somehow it got around the community, which I do it. I have a bit of a wider vagina, so I actually tape so that it's not so meaty, because then it just looks like I have a meaty tuck, or like it's a really bad camel toe. So I tape to keep it nice and smooth. It got around the community somehow that I tape to feel like a real drag queen. Yeah. So I was on a live video doing my makeup, and then Kimmy ends up joining my live, and she's like, bitch, can I ask you a question? I want to clear things up about this. I'm like, okay. And she's like, so I've been hearing from everybody that you tape your vagina, or you tape your pussy, because she always says pussy. You tape your pussy to feel like a real drag queen. I'm like, this bitch, how did it get around the community that I tape to feel like a real drag queen? I'm like, I tape for a legitimate purpose. People can't tell me I don't tuck, and I'm not committed.
Okay, I hate to tell you this, but you don't tuck, you're not committed.
Me right now. With my pajamas.
Wait, I need to fix my lipstick.
Wait,
There you go. Want some
What is
tape?
that?
My tape.
Oh
I actually,
my God. Okay, wait, quick story. That's the real tape right there. Fiona Kitty understands. Whereas Anorexia is over here like, oh my God, my balls are so sweaty. I can't use that tape. Oh.
like, I tape my tights into my waist so that I'm staying cinched. I'm taping my vagina, and I tape my hairline usually so that my
And
waist
just
don't
so
go
we're clear,
anywhere.
she tapes her vagina to feel like a real drag queen.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
All right, so
God damn.
we're running a little bit past 10, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually
Yeah,
still
it's
not bad
10:05.
from all your other shows.
I'm gonna murder you.
She's
Okay,
done.
you heard it all here first. When Anorexia goes missing, literally come for me, and I will tell you I did it. Unless she died on the
The
streets of
amount
Oshawa.
of the amount of the amount of times that we talk about murdering people on here.
Fiona
online,
Kitty and I will end up in the same prison because I will still be dressed as a lady and she'll be a real man. So we can't just arrest one queen, they have to arrest them all. They're like, let's go! I'm a foul queen, I have a vagina. I don't believe you.
What's that bulge? I swear it's my vagina.
I promise it's just the dildo I took to feel like a real drag queen. Just
you
ask
imagine if I put on
Anorexia,
a
she
strap?
has to do it.
Could you imagine if I put on a strap on just so I could tape it back as if I was tucking?
In all honesty, I think I would laugh a little bit too much that I would pee myself.
Actually, you should do that and just whip it out in
Oh,
like
whip
one
it.
number.
Let it just fall
woman.
out of my tight.
Yeah.
To all of you that say I can't do drag because I don't have a dick, I'm like, mine's bigger than yours, bitches, and it's detachable.
Right? I can pick my fun catalog.
Mine came from Naughty or Nice.
Actually, mine at my nightstand table, honey.
I'm very out of taking my heel off because look at the size difference, okay?
How tall are you, Cheyenne?
I am 6 foot without shoes on.
You're wow. Okay. I'm 5'5", so I feel short. I'm 5'5" with no heels on, but I can get up to 6 foot if I really want to.
So can I. I just have to smoke a lot of weed. Oh wait, that's what you do. Oh,
I've had a half a joint waiting for me for the end of this because I don't smoke on camera except for on my birthday.
Oh, that's what the bitch is saying now. Rude.
That's what I've always said.
Oh, that's what I've always said. No, but I would like to thank you guys so much for coming. Anorexia, thank you so much for being an amazing hostess, man. Twinkie. Thank you so much for being a Twinkie.
I want a Twinkie now.
Well, because I was going to say hostess, but when I think of hostess, I go straight to like snowballs and Twinkies. So thank you for being a Twinkie with me.
Oh, thank you for having me too.
Thank you for being my co-Twinkie. Thank you for being the filling to my twink. You are the I ate in my twink. Fiona Kitty, thank you for being a lesbian and not hitting on us all night because I know that we're gorgeous.
You're all so gorgeous, but I just gotta say, not my type. I'm sorry.
You don't like men
You're all
dressed
very
as women?
pretty, but
I think Steve likes
Funny
men
enough-
dressed as women. Steve, do you know what?
what
Your
about
main
women
man
dressed
is
as
Fiona
men, dressed as
Kitty.
women?
Steve, find Fiona Kitty. He will make your night hell.
And also, thank you for Kira Patra for joining us too earlier.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. That was all you're doing. So thank you for that. She, they, him. You never told me pronouns, so this is your fault. They
actually went through pronouns.
Huh?
They actually went through all their pronouns
When?
at the start.
Was
I didn't
The
hear
part that
it.
we were recording.
Oh, I must have been really asleep then because I wasn't recording.
That might have been also when I couldn't hear him or them.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear anything earlier.
Yeah, but thank you so much for bringing Hero on. It was amazing to understand their story. See, I'm getting better with these words. Rude. For all you people that I accidentally called it 3 years ago. Wasn't my fault. I was new. I didn't understand. No, but thank you so much for bringing them on, Anorexia. That was so amazing to hear their life story, and it really helped me open up. Really helped me learn a lot about Fiona Kitty and how she still eats pineapple because she hears that it makes her taste good.
It does. You are not a lesbian. You wouldn't know.
That's what they said about men's semen. Okay, that was the whole thing. Was that when men eat pineapple, it makes their semen taste less salty and better. And
that's a myth.
That is a full-on lie.
For lesbians, it is the truth.
Oh no, your mom's gonna have to hit me up. Tell her to start eating the pineapple. I don't know.
No.
Mom.
No. That's it.
Fiona's like, you just hit on my mom.
No, the way it was sounding, it was like you need. What is it like? You need your mom to do this, and it made it sound like I was gonna be going after my mom. I'm like, nope.
I'm going after your mom.
I'm like, nope.
Good night, Christine. Thank you so much for joining us. This is our ending show, I promise. We'll all end like this. And the wig stayed on. Come for me. All right. You guys stay on for 2 seconds. I'm going to end this broadcast.
Okay.
Okay.
Good night, everyone.
Everyone say your good nights. Jump off bridges, things like that.
Good night, everyone.